Today I want to teach you that the way a person responds to trouble says a lot about who the person is. In real life and in stories too, the way a person responds to trouble, to a problem, gives clues as to what kind of person this is. For this lesson, you are going to need your series book. Take a minute, pause the video, and make sure that you have your series book in front of you. Now that you have your book, you're going to need to pause the video again. I want you to look over what you have read so far and think about whether there is a place in the story where your main character runs into a problem. See if you can find that part in the book and put a post-it note on it. Go ahead. I have a post-it in our Frog and Toad book because when we left off reading yesterday, we knew one problem, right? Toad's home was a mess and he was feeling grumpy and tired. So I want you to watch what I do to notice how the characters in this book respond to the trouble, to a problem. Then in a moment, you can think about how the characters in your book respond to trouble. Are you ready? Let's reread the story we started yesterday, called Tomorrow. As we reread, and as we read on too, we know that Toad has a problem. It isn't a spilled ice cream cone, it's a messy house. But Toad has a choice, just like you do when your ice cream drops into the sand. How will he respond to his problem, to his trouble? We know that whatever he does will show us something about what he is like as a person, as a character. Toad woke up. Drat, he said. This house is a mess. I have so much work to do. Frog looked through the window. Toad, you are right, said Frog. It is a mess. Toad pulled the covers over his head. I will do it tomorrow, said Toad. Today, I will take life easy. What I do first is pause and think. How does a character respond to the trouble, to the problem? What does Toad do? Are you thinking that it seems like Toad tries to ignore the problem? He pulls the covers over his head. He said, "Go away, mess." He said that he would do it tomorrow. Is that what you were noticing too? So after I think, how does a character respond to the problem? Then I think, what does it say about what kind of person he or she is? It takes some thinking, doesn't it? His house is messy, so he goes under the covers of his bed, saying, "Go away, mess." What kind of person responds to a messy house that way? Are you starting to get some ideas? If this were reading time, I'd write my ideas on a post-it note, wouldn't you? That way I wouldn't forget them. We don't have time to write just now, but I want you to think what you would put on a post-it note. What kind of a person do you think Toad seems to be? Pretend to write your ideas on a pretend post-it. You might be thinking that Toad is lazy and irresponsible. He has work to do, but he doesn't get started cleaning. Instead, he stays in bed and says he'll do it tomorrow. Do you have different ideas about Toad? Maybe you're thinking that Toad is careless because he let his house get really messy and now he doesn't even care about cleaning it up. Or maybe Toad is also really sleepy because he just wants to stay in bed. Do you see how we can learn even more information about the characters when we look carefully at how they handle the problems that they face? When you go back to today's lesson, you will have a chance to try this on your own.